Your phone buzzes. You look. There's nothing there. You look again 10 minutes later. Still nothing, but you look anyway. This isn't weakness. It isn't a lack of willpower. The real answer is far stranger. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do, hundreds of thousands of years before phones existed. Think about the last time you checked your phone for no reason at all. No notification, no message waiting, just an urge. Where does that urge come from? Why does it feel almost impossible to ignore? To understand it, you have to go back, not to the invention of the smartphone, not even to the invention of the internet. You have to go back to the savannah, long before agriculture, long before cities, when your ancestors survived by paying close attention to their environment. Every rustle in the grass mattered. Every shift in the wind carried information. A predator, a rival tribe, a source of food. The humans who noticed small changes in their surroundings lived longer than the ones who didn't. Over hundreds of thousands of years, this attentiveness became wired into the brain itself. Noticing was survival. Your brain developed a reward system for this. Scientists call it the dopamine pathway. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical people often assume it is. It's the anticipation chemical. It fires not when you get something good, but when you expect that something good might be coming. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz demonstrated this decades ago while studying dopamine neurons in primates. He found that dopamine spikes rose highest, not at the reward itself, but in the uncertain moment just before it, when the outcome was unknown. That uncertainty is the key. Your brain doesn't crave the reward. It craves the not knowing. Now hold that thought and look at your phone again. Every time you check it, you don't know what you'll find. Maybe a message, maybe nothing, maybe something exciting, maybe something disappointing. This unpredictability is exactly what your dopamine system evolved to respond to. It isn't the notification that hooks you. It's the uncertainty of whether one is there. Psychologist B.F. Skinner proved something remarkably similar in the 1950s, long before phones existed. He trained pigeons to peck a lever for food, but he noticed something curious. When the food came every single time the pigeon pecked, the pigeon eventually grew calm and predictable. But when the food came at random intervals, sometimes after one peck, sometimes after 10, the pigeons pecked obsessively, compulsively, almost desperately. Skinner called this variable ratio reinforcement. It is, to this day, considered one of the most powerful behavioral patterns ever documented. It's the same mechanism behind slot machines, and it is, whether by accident or design, the same mechanism behind your phone. Every scroll is a peck of the lever. Sometimes it delivers something rewarding, a funny video, a message from someone you like, a piece of good news. Most of the time, it delivers nothing at all. But that unpredictability doesn't discourage you. It hooks you harder. Your ancient reward system can't tell the difference between checking for danger on the savannah and checking for updates on a screen. To your brain, it's the same behavior, wearing a different mask. But there's a second layer to this, one that goes even deeper than reward. It's about belonging. For most of human history, survival wasn't an individual effort. It depended entirely on the group. Being cut off from your tribe wasn't inconvenient. It was often fatal. Alone, you couldn't defend against predators. Alone, you couldn't share food during a bad season. Alone, you simply didn't last very long. Because of this, your brain evolved an intense sensitivity to social information. Who is doing what? Who said what? Who might be upset with you? Who might need you? This sensitivity wasn't optional. It was a survival tool, sharpened over generations, because the humans who paid attention to social dynamics were the ones who stayed connected to the group, and staying connected meant staying alive. Your phone taps directly into this ancient wiring. A message notification isn't just information. To a very old part of your brain, it registers as a signal about your standing in the group. Are you included? Are you needed? Are you safe? Checking your phone isn't really about the phone. It's about reassurance. It's a search for belonging, using tools your ancestors never could have imagined, but instincts they would instantly recognize. Psychiatrist Anna Lemke, who has spent years researching compulsive behavior and the brain's reward circuitry, has described modern life as living inside an environment of nearly limitless stimulation, one your brain never evolved to handle in moderation. She argues that the constant availability of small dopamine hits delivered instantly and repeatedly, keeps the brain in a subtle, ongoing state of wanting, not satisfaction, wanting, always slightly reaching for the next hit of novelty, the next small reward, the next check. This is why silencing notifications often isn't enough. The urge to check doesn't only come from external alerts. It comes from within. Your brain generates the craving on its own, the same way it once generated the craving to scan the horizon for movement. Except now, the horizon fits in your pocket. Here's where it gets stranger still. Studies on phone use have shown that simply having a phone visible nearby, even face down, even turned off, can measurably reduce cognitive performance. Researchers at the University of Texas found that participants performed worse on attention and memory tasks when their phone was merely present in the room, compared to when it was left in another space entirely. The mind doesn't need the phone to be active to be distracted by it. Its presence alone consumes a small portion of your attention, a background hum of what if? What if there's a message? What if something happened? What if you're missing something important? Your ancient brain treats that uncertainty the same way it once treated an unfamiliar sound in the grass. Worth checking, just in case. None of this means you're incapable of change. It means the compulsion you feel isn't a personal failure. It's a 500,000-year-old survival system, reacting to a 5,000-year-old social need, triggered by a piece of technology that is barely 2 decades old. Your brain hasn't had nearly enough time to adapt. Understanding this doesn't erase the pull, but it does something almost as useful. It removes the shame. You're not addicted because you're weak. You're responsive because you're human, wired by evolution to notice, to belong, to seek reassurance from your environment. Your phone simply learned how to speak that ancient language fluently, and now it whispers to a part of your brain that has never learned how to say no. So tonight, when your phone buzzes and there's nothing there and you check it anyway, remember what's actually happening. It isn't a flaw in you. It's a survival instinct, doing exactly what it was built to do, in a world it was never built for.